I am officially 37 weeks pregnant, which means this is my 37-week update. We have quite the update. I'm gonna let you know how my appointment went yesterday and kind of what the plan is from here. I also figured we'd have a little bit of like a heart-to-heart moment. I figured it would be good for me to kind of not vent, but just kind of let you know where I'm at mentally, because I'm feeling a little all over the place. So this will be an interesting update. If you missed my update last week, I found out that I'm probably gonna have to be induced, and you'll hear more about that today. I will have my 36-week update linked down below if you want to watch that and haven't seen it yet. But yeah, today I am 37 weeks and 1 day, and it's very scary and real, and like, what the heck is happening? So if you're new, don't forget to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy, and let's go ahead and get started. So like I said, I am 37 weeks pregnant, which is very, I have this like impending like stress feeling constantly just because I know that like everything is about to change, and it's a very scary big deal. So things are good. My appointment went well yesterday. Baby was looking really healthy. We did some tests. We did a growth ultrasound, we did a non-stress test, and then I just like had like a regular consultation, regular talking appointment with my doctor. I did not get checked for dilation yesterday. I didn't have a cervical exam. I will at my next appointment, which is scheduled for 1 week. So when I'm 38 weeks, I do have a regular appointment scheduled with, again, another non-stress test and some sort of ultrasound. I think they called it like a confirmation ultrasound or something. Just, I'm assuming to make sure that she's still head down, which she currently is, which is super exciting. Good news. So the growth ultrasound went really well. Everything looked good. She was measuring like almost 7 pounds, I think, like 6 pounds 14 ounces or something like that. She her like abdominal measurement was measuring right on time with 37 weeks. Her head measurement was measuring a little bit big, so that's a little scary to hear. It sounds painful, but the ultrasound tech was like, remember, this is just an estimate. You know, clinically we do the best that we can, but sometimes it's still, you know, only so accurate. So the ultrasound went well. Then we did the non-stress test, which also went well. Her heart rate was, you know, accelerating when she moved, and it was a reactive non-stress test, so that went well as well. So basically my blood pressure has been elevated for the last couple of weeks. I've had completely normal blood pressure pretty much my whole pregnancy until a couple weeks ago, and it's been a little elevated. Nothing like severe. I don't have any other signs of like preeclampsia or anything. No protein in the urine, no swelling. I always like thought I was gonna be so swollen when I was pregnant, which I definitely do feel like when you're dehydrated a little bit and you have like excess fluid in your fingers, you can just kind of tell. I feel that a little bit, but I have like no swelling in my feet. My shoe size didn't change, which I always thought was gonna happen because I feel like that's something that you hear about a lot, but no excessive swelling or edema, if any, other than just having like a higher fluid volume because I'm pregnant. No like crazy headaches or vision things, so that is fine. But he being my doctor that I've been seeing the last couple weeks, still wants to set up an induction. So I actually got a call today to, like, you know, for next steps for setting up an induction. So I had to give her a couple of dates that, you know, like preference dates. So I let her know what my preference dates were, and she's gonna talk to somebody, whoever schedules it, I guess, and then call me back and let me know an official date and time to be induced. So I will be induced right around 39 weeks, assuming I don't go into labor before. So that's 2 weeks away. At the longest, I will be pregnant for 2 more weeks, which is, sounds like a long time, but also doesn't sound like a long time. It's very scary. I'm feeling impending stress. I just like know this big thing is about to happen and there's like nothing I can do to like speed it up, or, you know, I can only prepare for it so much, I guess. It's definitely a little scary, or a lot scary, but I'm excited. We have still some things to do. Obviously, you can see like not everything in the nursery is even done. We installed the car seat yesterday. So we're kind of getting down to do those last few things that we need to do to prepare, but I know we can only be so prepared. So yeah, the appointment went well. I should know my official induction date soon. Which again, feel like I know what's happening, I know it's real, but at the same time it doesn't really feel real, and it's just, it's a little bit overwhelming. So that's the main update as far as my appointment goes. I've definitely been feeling pressure, like lower, I don't know if it's pelvic floor pressure or like I don't know what kind of, I don't know, whenever I get out of bed, it hurts a little bit down there. If I'm like putting my pants on, if I'm like standing on one leg balancing, I feel the pressure. Everything feels very heavy down there. I'm also feeling contractions, and I like know, like I can tell when it's happening now. For the longest time I was like, I have no idea if I have felt a contraction or not. The doctor literally was like asking me like, how have your contractions been? And I was like, I have no idea. I don't even know, like I wouldn't be able to tell you if I was having one. And then he was like, well, you're having one right now, as he was feeling my my stomach. So that just, it felt weird like not knowing, but now I can tell, at least sometimes I can tell, and it's like an uncomfortable tightening feeling. It's kind of weird because some people describe it as period cramps, some people describe it as having to go to the bathroom. I feel like it kind of feels like those, but it's also just like a different feeling, and you can only describe it so well. So I guess those are the closest things that I would compare it to. But it is an uncomfortable feeling that, I don't know, it makes me just want to like kind of curl up into a ball. It doesn't hurt or anything. I'm not having painful contractions yet. No signs of labor yet. So that's okay, you know. I'm feeling impatient, but also like, you know, patient at the same time. It's such a weird contradictory feeling that I have right now. But I'm excited. So that's pretty much the update. I did want to like kind of unrelatedly show you guys something that I'm really excited about. I haven't even mentioned it here on YouTube because things have just been very busy. My posting schedule has been all over the place, but I'm actually one of the project influencers with Ofra. They reached out to me and asked if I would like to be one of the influencers for Project Influencer, which is where they like work with different influencers on little like bundles and kind of like, you know, favorites type things. And I am absolutely honored to be one of those people. It's so cool and just so surreal. I actually went live with them yesterday on Instagram, and we did a little get ready with me. And I thought I would go ahead and show you guys the Miss Paige Koren bundle. So this is not sponsored at all. I just haven't had a chance to talk about this yet, so I figured this would be a good time to share it. So this is the Miss Paige Koren Faves bundle. You can see right there is my name. Isn't that crazy? My name is on a literal like makeup product. So the bundle comes in this bag and it says Ofra, perfecting beauty every day. And I thought I would show you what comes in it. These are like 5 of my all-time favorite Ofra products. You guys know how much I love Ofra. I talk about them all the time, and again, it's just been so cool to work with them on something so special. So it's very glowy. You guys know, if you know, you know. This set has 5 products in it plus the makeup bag. It retails for $64, but you can use code PAIGE for 20% off, so you get such a good deal. And the first product we have is the liquid highlighter in the shade Monroe. As you can see, I love this product. I use it all the time. I like to mix it in with my foundation. It just gives you such a nice natural glow. You can also use it as just like a liquid highlighter on your cheeks. It's amazing, and it comes in a few shades, but my bundle has the shade Monroe, which is the lightest of the three, and it is so freaking pretty. I love it so much. Then we have the Rodeo Drive Makeup Fixer. I love their makeup fixer formula. It's so nice, and this one is like sparkly and just so cool. Love Rodeo Drive. It's a classic. Then we have the Blushzer, which is a blush bronzer duo, and it's in the shade Crew, and it has this gorgeous bronzer and blush. I also love using this as eyeshadow. I do that all the time. I love using bronzer in my crease. I feel like it just kind of puts the whole look together. Then we have the highlighter in the shade Sugar Cookie, which again, so freaking pretty. I absolutely love it. And finally, we have this lip gloss in the shade BRB. It has like a really pretty kind of like lavender tint to it. It's super sparkly. It looks good on literally any skin tone, and you can wear it alone or on top of like lip liner or lipstick. It's so hydrating. It's so pretty. I love it. So those are the 5 products that come in my bundle, and I just wanted to share that with you because I'm just super proud of it, and I feel absolutely honored that they wanted to work with me on such a fun project. So definitely check out the Miss Paige Koren Faves bundle on Ofra's website. I'll have it linked down below, and like I said, it's such a good deal. $64 plus 20% off for 5 products and a makeup bag. I just, again, shout out to Ofra for working with me and just giving me this opportunity. So very, very special, and I wanted to share that with you guys because, like I said, I haven't gotten the chance to share that over here on YouTube. Now, I figured I would go ahead and just kind of like talk to you guys about how things have been going, how I've been feeling, because I don't know, I just thought I would share my experience. So I am 37 weeks pregnant, like I've said a million times. I'm definitely feeling not so great anymore. I mean, I've kind of gone like this throughout, like feeling good and not feeling good throughout my whole pregnancy, which I think is very common. I'm very thankful that overall I've had a pretty mild experience as far as how severe pregnancy symptoms and things can go. I've had, you know, a relatively normal pregnancy, definitely experienced things and, you know, had all the symptoms and whatnot, but it hasn't been too bad. I've actually, like, overall I do enjoy the experience of at least this pregnancy. I know every pregnancy is different, even for the same people, but I've really enjoyed this pregnancy. The last couple weeks, it's harder for me to be positive and like feel good and just like, I don't know. I'm very, very grateful to be in this position, and I know that I am very lucky to be in this position, but it is still definitely very heavy on me mentally, especially the last couple of weeks. I've been feeling very, I don't know, just kind of like a little, I'm trying to think of a good comparison. I feel a little bit like hermit vibes, like I'm just like retracting into a shell and like staying there and not wanting to leave the comfort of my safe little home. It's been like harder for me to like, you know, it's just like mentally exhausting. Even just like social interactions and things like that have been a lot harder for me. And just like, again, mentally, I'm just kind of like, not like in a bad mental space, but like, it's like an inexplainable feeling of just like not feeling great. I don't know what it is. I just feel, I don't feel sad or mad or lonely per se. I just feel like not myself, kind of. And I think it has to do with like a lot of the stress and just like knowing like my whole life is gonna change and it's scary and everything, but I just haven't, you know, people ask like, oh, how's it going? And like, you know, I'm like, oh, it's going good. But like the last couple days especially, I haven't felt like saying like, oh, it's good. Like I just want to say like, you know, I'm getting through it. Like it's going. So yeah, it's been a little bit rougher for me mentally the last like maybe like month or so especially. And I'm very lucky. I have an amazing husband that makes me feel special and tries to cheer me up, and he does everything that he can to make sure that I feel as good as possible. I'm trying not to like ramble too much. But yeah, it's definitely been a little bit hard for me mentally and physically, and I think the physical part of it, like I'm at the point where I like can't bend down and tie my shoes anymore. It's so hard for me to get out of bed. I'm rarely sleeping for longer than like 2 to 3 hours at a time, and it's just been a lot physically, which I think is affecting me mentally a little bit. So I'm not trying to like complain or anything, because like I said, I am very grateful for how things have gone so far. And I knew that, you know, I would probably feel like, oh, this is really hard at some point, and I feel like now I'm really feeling that. So navigating this mentally has been a little bit overwhelming as well, just kind of adding on to the things, but I'm doing my best to stay positive. So but I just wanted to check in and kind of let you know how I'm really feeling. Just to be real and honest, you know? I will say that I saw a TikTok and I was like, this is 100% relatable. And it was referring to like these things that happen during pregnancy that like you're really nervous about, because it feels like people make such a big deal about them, like the gestational diabetes test and the group B strep test and cervical checks, and like these things where people are like, oh, it's the absolute like worst thing, and like, you know, it was like more miserable than actually giving birth, and like all of these things. And like I'm sure that that is the experience for people, but it's not always like that. Like literally you would think that you were being like forced to drink this drink that is just absolutely like repulsing and atrocious, and like you're guaranteed to throw up and all of this stuff, and like it's just like scary, like all of this that you hear about it. And then when it's my turn to experience it, I'm like, oh, tasted like fruit punch. Like it literally wasn't bad at all. I felt perfectly fine. Or like cervical checks are the most painful thing ever. I cried, whatever. And then I'm like nervous, and then my doctor is all right, take a deep breath, and I'm like, oh boy, here we go. And then it's like it's like a little bit of pressure, and it's not anything bad at all. So I just figured I would be one to say that it's not always absolutely 10 out of 10 atrociously terrible when it comes to things like that. So if you're pregnant and you're scared or worried about those things, don't be worried about them, because in my experience they were very, very easy and minimally inconveniencing, if anything. So that's good. That's a positive there, you know, like things like that were not nearly as bad as I expected. But like I said, mentally, and it's something that I know everyone's experience is going to be different with. I have been struggling a little bit the last couple of weeks. It's like kind of like I feel kind of sad, but like I can't explain why, or like I don't even understand why I feel that way sometimes. So I'm just being aware of it. I'm talking about it to Jarvis, and you know, making sure that he's aware and he can kind of keep an eye, not like keep an eye on me, but like if he's aware that I'm feeling like that, you know, and if he notices things kind of quickly slope in a downward not so good way, that he can, you know, notice it and try to intervene or kind of check in with me or whatever it is, because I know that like the end of pregnancy and even during pregnancy and postpartum, like mental health is super, super important to talk about and to be aware of. So that's something that I've talked to him about, and I'm like, if you notice that I'm like not being normal or myself, like make sure you check in with me and make sure I'm doing okay. And you know, he's like, oh, like of course, like, you know, involving, I'm lucky that I have someone to involve and to have like another set of eyes on me, because you know, when you're the one that's like not feeling great, it can be harder to like do something about it, you know, instead of just being like, oh, I'm fine, and like keep letting it kind of get worse and worse. So that is my update. That is my heart-to-heart conversation that I wanted to have and just kind of talk about. Feels good to like release those emotions. I was telling my mom the other day, like, it's just like such a weird feeling, like I just don't want to do anything. Like my motivation to do things is gone. My motivation to like, you know, be like social and socially interact is gone. Like I talked to her and Jarvis, and like that's like the extent of my socialization, and I'm trying really hard to not like completely box off and close off to the rest of the world, but it just feels easier that way right now. But I know that I do have a very good support system, and I do have friends that care about me, and I appreciate them letting me do my do my thing and be a little bit of an, I've always been kind of a little bit of a hermit crab and just been a homebody and that type of thing. I'm not always great at responding to text messages and things like that. But I've been extra like retracted from relationships and things like that, I feel like, recently. So I appreciate my friends who are understanding of the way that I'm feeling right now, because right now I feel like the most helpful thing is, you know, knowing that they're there, but also not feeling like overwhelmed by feeling like I have to, like, you know, I feel like you guys probably know what I'm saying, and I'm probably just repeating myself at this point. So I'm gonna go ahead and call it for this 37-week update. Next week is my next appointment. I have another ultrasound non-stress test, and I will get a cervical check next week, assuming I don't go into labor before then. But like I said, that is not expected. No signs of that happening, but that's okay. She can stay in there until my induction date. Honestly, it feels kind of good, like if I have like a scheduled date, because it just feels a little more set in stone, even though it means nothing and she could be here tomorrow. But it does feel good to have kind of something remotely scheduled so that I can kind of just prepare myself mentally a little bit better. So anyway, that's it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. I love you all so, so much. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!